If you want a hack for painting beads really quickly, then this is a video for you. I have this collection of beads. Some is raw wood, some have some varnish and stain on them, and I'm going to show you how to paint them really quick. So no more putting them on skewers and trying to paint, or trying to hang on to them and getting paint all over your hands. I've got a plastic dish and I'm just going to add some acrylic paint, but you can use any paint of your choice, and you want to water it down. I'm using a 50-50 mixture. And I'm going to stir it all together, making sure it's fully incorporated with a little wooden skewer. Then pick up your beads that you want to paint and throw them in that dish. And then just take your lid of your dish and snap it on really tight. And all you're going to do now is you're going to give it a good shake. And keep shaking until you know you've got the beads completely covered. I got a couple other techniques, so make sure you stick through to the end so you can see how beautiful these beads turn out. And if you have some paint still left over in that dish, add some more beads and shake again. Now I like to dump them out on a paper plate and shake the plate around a little bit, disperse the paint on the beads a little bit more. And I still had some paint left over, so I'm going to add some more beads, shake it, make sure we're using up all of that paint. Now we're going to get out our heat gun. I've tried a hairdryer. It doesn't work. It blows the beads everywhere. So a heat gun is kind of necessary with this. And just keep swirling them around on the plate with the heat gun. I've got it on a medium setting until they're completely dry. Now I'm going to do the same process with a little bit of white acrylic paint. You can substitute this with chalk paint, latex paint, whatever you have in your stash. The nice thing about this technique is it doesn't have to be round beads either. You can use any shape and it'll work to paint these beads really quickly. And again, put them on a paper plate and use your heat gun and it dries really quickly. Also, don't throw away these paper plates. You can cut them and use the pieces that are painted in your junk journals or mixed media. So many possibilities. And if you've painted them and you don't have enough coverage, put a little bit more paint in your dish, throw them back in and give them another shake. If your beads are plastic, don't fret. Use a paint that has some primer in it and it'll adhere to that plastic, and then you can go on and you can color on top of it. If you've ever tried to paint beads before, you can appreciate this technique. Now I'm going to show you some fun stuff. We're going to add some marbling effect to these beads. I've got some gold acrylic paint and I'm just going to put a couple dabs in the bottom of the dish, and then I'm going to take a skewer and I'm going to swirl it around a little bit just so it's kind of hit and miss on the bottom of this plastic container. Grab some beads, throw them in the bottom, give it a shake, and you're not going to believe how beautiful these turn out. It gives it a beautiful marbled effect. And of course, you can play around with this technique, add more paint, add less paint, whatever you're looking for your DIY project. Added some white acrylic paint into the bottom of that dish, add some black beads, and these are going to make beautiful marbled beads when they're all done, quick and easy and so fast. And I know we all have beads in our stash and we don't like the color of them, and this is how easy you can adjust the color with a little bit of paint and transform your beads. Want to do multiple colors? I'm going to add a little bit of pink, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of turquoise, and I've already painted these beads white. We're going to throw them in the dish and we're going to marble them. We're going to take the skewer and push the paint around on the bottom of the plastic container and shake them until we get the desired look that we're looking for. Put them on the plate, use our heat gun, and within 30 seconds they're going to be completely dry. Now I've got some terracotta paint that I'm putting on these beads, and I'm just going to dab some white into the terracotta paint, and I'm going to show you the texture that we can create just by shaking some beads in that. You can see how this would be a great DIY to do with your kids or your grandkids also. Next trick, add some sand to your paint. It really adds some texture to it and gives your beads a stone-like appearance when they're all done. I've got some raw wooden beads. I've mixed the sand and some chalk paint together. Gonna shake it really well, and the texture that it's creating on these beads is fantastic. If you want to seal your beads up after, put a little bit of polyacrylic sealer in your dish, shake them, let them dry. Look at these beautiful beads that I've created. Painted them, gave them some texture, gave them some marbling in a flash. This is such an easy way to paint beads. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.